Hello. It looks like we are live. Awesome, awesome. Welcome to this week's Awareness Zone. It is lovely to be here with you all and share some of our wisdom that I have. And I am excited about what's coming up this week and for the next couple weeks, because for the next 3 weeks I am diving into 3 areas that we all need to survive, thrive, and grow. I call them the spheres of sanctuary. The ingredients we need to begin our journey to self-actualize. Each one of these spheres, these circles, connects and feeds to the other to provide the foundation that we need to thrive and evolve. You can have 1 or 2, but without all 3 together balanced, you're going to be off kilter. And so knowing which one is off kilter allows you to figure out what areas need to be addressed to right the ship. Right? It's all about building awareness. Everything I do and talk about is about building awareness, because awareness is the key. So this 3 spheres are safety, belonging, and validation. And where they meet in the center is what I call sanctuary, hence the spheres of sanctuary. And I will address sanctuary after I have done all 3 of the spheres to start. So if you have found yourself attempting to grow, attempting to evolve, wanting to change, but can't seem to make any headway, it's usually a sign that 1 or more of these 3 critical areas are not balanced, right? So the first one I'm going to look at, because it is the most basic, the most primal for us, is safety. And by safety, I do mean simple basic needs, air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, your personal security, employment, resources, your health, and property. If any of you are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this is his bottom 2 levels of the pyramid. I combine them into 1 sphere because to me, all of these areas are just equally important. And to me, it sort of encompassed the word safety. So that's why I named it safety. So why is safety important for change? Well, safety is where our abundance mindset resides. Do I have enough? And am I safe enough? Do I have enough? And am I safe? If these needs aren't met, we can't really function fully, as we're putting all our energy into surviving without them, right? So we have to find enough. We have to become safe. And without that, if we don't have safety, we go into fight or flight. And if we are existing in a state of fight or flight, nothing else matters. We are not functioning in our higher self. We are unavailable to anything else that comes into our life for the good. So we are just so focused on creating that safety and getting enough and being safe. So if you're looking for growth or seeking change, this is the place to start taking stock, right? Are all your basic needs met? And as I said in my video on Monday, by basic, I don't mean like luxury homes and big vacations, designer clothes and gourmet foods. I really do mean just, a roof over your head, food on your table, enough money to pay your bills. Your health is good. So it's not about wealth. It's about your needs being met on that uber basic level. Because if not, that needs to be your focus. If those things aren't met, and by I mean all of them need to be met, the shelter, the food, the clothing, the job, feeling safe where you're at, they have to be met. Because when you consciously put your energy into anything, you can't put your conscious energy into anything else until those needs are met. It needs to be your first focus. So if those aren't being met, that's the first step you need to take in creating any change, would be to get those needs met and put your focus on them, right? So I also wanted to bring awareness to, a lack of these things in the safety department is problematic. But I also want you to be aware that if you have an excess in any of these areas, that is also a red flag. And so I have a little bit of a list just to sort of get you thinking about things, habits in the area of safety that you need to be aware of, right? So if you pinch pennies, um, but you have pennies, so if you pinch pennies, so if you don't take care of things like repairing your home, taking care of your vehicle, buying yourself clothes when yours are threadbare, but you have the funds and the means to do it, this is a definite red flag. This is meaning that you're not feeling safe for some reason, and it's something to be aware of. This is definitely something you need to understand that is happening to you. Conversely, if you spend beyond your means, that is also not good, right? That is also telling you something. If you deny yourself things, or if you are a chronic collector or a chronic stalker, you're always stocking up, preppers, things like that. How do you give to others? Do you give without condition? Do you donate to charities? Or do you give excessively or not at all? Right? So as you can see, where we need to pay attention is there balance? Not only do you need to make sure you have your needs met, but you need to make sure that there is a balance in your needs being met, in the safety. There has to be a balance. There's no excess going one way or the other, because if any of those things in this sphere are out of whack, out of balance, that's pushing you off kilter, and this sphere needs to be taken care of. And it is the first area that has to be taken care of before you can look at any of the others. So, I wanted to keep it really kind of basic, because this is very much a basic concept. And I think people overlook it because it is so basic. They think, well, I want change in my life, and so I want to change where I live, and so I don't, I just want, I'm going to create and change everything in my life because of it. Well, you can't. You really can't. You have to make sure that you are settled in your safety before you can start looking at any other area of your life. So I've put together a little journaling exercise to help you anchor and expand your safety mindset. And this, I know a lot of people don't like journaling. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You can just call it putting words on paper if journaling is just freaking you out. But this is a really good exercise, right? So the anchoring safety exercise that I put together is one where we're expressing gratitude for the things we do have, right? So gratitude reminds us of what we have, and it puts us in a state of, being in a state of gratitude and appreciation actually calms us down. It actually releases things in our brain that calms us down so that we can remove ourselves from flight or fight, or because maybe we're not in fight or flight, but we're so used to being in that state that we don't realize that we don't have to be. So gratitude helps us see that, oh my gosh, we are safe and we are okay. And so for the first part of this, I want you to say, I am grateful for my home. I am grateful for my clothes. I am grateful for the food, my job. I want you to express gratitude for all the basic needs that you have. Even if you don't love the home you're in, you don't love the job you're in, you wish you had different clothes. Even if you want something different, you need to express gratitude for where you are right now, because it allows you to see what you truly have, and you can calm down and then address other areas. But until you get out of that mindset of, I'm not happy, I'm not safe, nothing is going to go further. So the anchoring exercise is to express gratitude for all the things, and just list, I am grateful. I am grateful for all these things. I appreciate this. I'm happy I have that. And just, it can be a list. It can be, I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for my family. All the things we have that we need that are for our basic needs. Now, to put us in a more expansive mindset, we express openness to whatever is coming next. Understanding that we can't always control what's coming next, because sometimes when we're in a state of lack, we're going to try to control what's happening. And that sort of eliminates possibility and the universe loves openness and possibility and likes to be able to surprise us with things. So expressing openness to whatever comes next is what we're doing next. So the next page, you would say that I'm excited to settle into my new home. I'm excited to find new clothing that makes me feel confident, powerful, beautiful. Uh, Insert your descriptor, whatever you're trying to feel. I'm excited to be able to share my abundance with others, whether that's my abundance of time, my abundance of money, and my abundance of knowledge, whatever it is. I'm excited to be able to share that. So take a few minutes to check in on your safety sphere and really go through the gratitude and expansive exercise and let yourself see what you truly have in your life and where you might need to add or subtract, create some balance in this sphere. I want you to really sort of think about it and don't just poo-poo it because it's so basic, especially if you do have, a lovely home and a car, all the things. I still want you to try to do this exercise because it is really good for us to not take these things for granted. So definitely take a few minutes and look at your safety sphere. Next week, I'm going to be talking about the next sphere, which is belonging. So I definitely want you to take the next few days and just concentrate on your safety sphere, what's good, where are you lacking, where are you in excess, and how can you create balance. And I would love your comments, your feedback. Let me know what you thought about this. Is this stuff that you hadn't thought about before? Or are you always in a constant state of gratitude? Because I love to meet people who are always grateful and understand how that appreciativeness is creates its own expansiveness, right? Just being grateful does do that. So that is all I want to say today. I want to keep it short and sweet and give you a lot to think about. And definitely let me know if you have watched the replay so I know who's watching. And I hope you enjoy your day and have all of your needs met.